Hey, top of the morning to you. It's your man Bonta83 for Successful Colleagues. And I just wanted to rehash a subject that I had brought up a couple days ago on social media. I put it on my Instagram page and I put it on my Snapchat page. And it seems to have gotten a few responses, more responses that I feel I had to make a whole video on it. So, first and foremost, before we get started, you already know what I need you to do. I need you to go and subscribe to this channel if for some strange reason you haven't already. I don't know why you wouldn't have, but if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and make sure while you're right there, you like this video and then come right back. Posted about depression, and depression is real. And how do I know it's real? Because I suffer from depression. And the crazy thing about it is I didn't even know I suffered from depression at first, but I do. I just know I just kept having these depressive episodes that I felt was getting out of hand and I needed to address it. I want to give you the textbook definition of depression so I don't screw nothing up. So somebody can't say, if I give you my opinion, nobody can say, oh, that's not what it really means. Depression is a common and serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and how you act. Fortunately, it is treatable. Depression causes feelings of sadness and or a loss of interest in activities you once enjoyed. That's just one definition. Trust me, whenever you doing definitions, it's plenty of definitions. And the main thing I wanted y'all to get out of that is that it's treatable. See, the thing about depression is a lot of people suffer from depression that don't even know they suffer from depression. And that's when depression becomes real serious. Because if you don't know you're suffering from something and you don't cure it, it could get worse and worse. And a lot of times depression leads to suicide. I don't know if a lot of y'all knew that, but again, I'm telling you this because I know. Not that I was thinking about killing myself, but I don't know. Suicide just became a subject in my mind. And that's when I knew it was serious. But still, I didn't take it as serious as I needed to take it. I think being incarcerated has something to do with having depressive episodes because I never felt this way. I never had these episodes until after I got out of prison. For those of you that don't know, I was incarcerated for, I say 10 years, but technically for my technical people, I was locked up for 9 years, 11 months. 9 years, 11 months I did. Got out, and of course, being taken away from, and I'm not even going to say society because incarcerated individuals are also a part of society. In that part of society, it's a lot of things that trigger depression. Being switched from one environment to another may be a cause of triggering depression in you. I'm not here to say where it comes from. I'm not here to say, I just want to bring awareness to the fact that it exists and that a lot of people are dealing with it. And like me, may not even know that they're dealing with depression, may be in denial that they're being in depression. Because I was in denial for a long time because, nobody wants to think that something is wrong with them or they have a condition or something, that they have something that's not normal. Everybody wants to feel normal, no matter what condition or space you're in. You want to be normal. What I wanted to address is, this is now, at the time of this video, is November. During the November, December months, it's real big with depression. Depression is more widespread during these months than any other months in the year. I know inside of prison, depression is real big because you have the Thanksgiving holidays, you have the Christmas holidays, and you have the New Year holidays, all in that November, December time frame. These are the times when families in the outside world come together. You know what I'm saying? You get on the phone and you talk to, family that's all, like, say, for instance, everybody meets up at one person's house. Now, you on the phone in prison, you calling, and everybody's there. Everybody's meeting, and, everybody, you talking to one person, and you hear people in the background laughing and having fun. That plays a psychological warfare on your brain because you're not there to enjoy those moments. And it leads you into depressive mode. You go into a depressive mode. Even some people go into it deep, some people go into it light, but you feel it. You feel it. Even if you don't go hit that phone because you don't want to go it, the fact that you're not even going to the phone because you don't want to go through that shows that depression is hitting you because you don't want to go to that mind state. You're in a depressed mode, even in the slightest form, but you're in that depressed mode. And it's real. And I was just being transparent, sharing my vulnerabilities with the world, aka social media. But I see that it's strength in me doing that because a lot of people that DM me said that they were going through the same things, yet they don't put it out on their social media, or they might not even tell nobody but me. You got to check on your people. Just because you see a person smiling, you see a person joking, laughing, that don't mean they happy. You ever been so sad that you just want to cry? Or have you ever been so sad that you did cry? Those were the depressive modes I would get, but they would come out of nowhere. Like I could be driving down the street, and then all of a sudden I notice that I feel sad, very sad. First couple times it happened, it would last for maybe a minute or two. And I shake it off. I was like, man, that was crazy. Well, first I would get them and then it'd go away. And I'd be like, just a quick thought like, what? Then the episode started to last a little bit longer. I would feel sad for no particular reason. Just like I said, I could be driving down the street and just all of a sudden I just feel terribly sad. And those episodes started to last a little bit longer. So then now I'm feeling sad for about 5 to 10 minutes and just feeling sad. Then it got to the point where it's hard for me to even admit that, but I will for the sake of other people because I know it's other people feel like that. But I would feel to the point where I would cry. Just feel so depressed and sad that I would cry. And it was like, I'm not a big crier, right? Some people are criers. I'm not a big crier. So for me to just start crying for no reason, that's when I knew it was something that wasn't right. But I didn't want to go to the doctor and get hooked on all kind of medicines because I know how they'll turn you into a guinea pig to be a test for this medicine or that medicine. Next thing you know, you hooked on the medicine and now you're in a whole nother state of mind. But I didn't want to go through that. So I was like, man, what do I do? How can I fix this? What's wrong? What is going on? So I started to kind of like pay more attention to it. And I was driving down the expressway and it was a billboard and it said depression. It said something like, are you depressed? Depression leads to suicide, yada, yada, yada. You know how the billboards flash. And as I'm going down the highway, because I'm going like 55, well, I'm doing about 65, 70. And I read it and I was like, man, when I seen the suicide, that's when I was like, oh, I gotta go to the doctor. And it was around that same time when dude from Soul Train had killed himself. Supposedly he committed suicide because he was depressed. So it was the billboard, the fact that he did that made me go into the doctor. Told the doctor immediately when I went in, I made the appointment, went to the doctor. I said, hey, I've been having these depression-like episodes. They last 5 to 10 minutes to the point where sometimes it make me cry and I don't know why. And I explained to her, I said, hey, I was locked up for 10 years. I said 10 years, not 9 years, 11 months. So I was locked up for 10 years. I don't know if that has something to do with it, but that's what it is. And I don't want to do no medications because I'm not trying to become a junkie. And she was like, oh, well, yeah, I understand. Prison probably does have something to do with it, especially being locked up for that long. I wouldn't doubt that that was a trigger to it. So I understand we have medications that you can take. I understand you don't want to take medication. So let's start you off with vitamin D. Vitamin D, ladies and gentlemen. Vitamin D. So important, so important, so important. She explained to me how vitamin D plays such a role on the way you feel, your well-being, your mood, your attitude. And a lot of times we take our vitamins. We don't even know what the vitamin do. I know a lot of times, we know vitamin E is for your hair and nails, skin. We know vitamin C so you don't get a cold, and all these different vitamins. But a lot of times we really don't know what they do and what they're for. I found out, I don't want to say the hard way, but I found out that vitamin D plays a huge part in your mood. Also, during these months, November, December, those are the winter months, no matter where you at. You don't get as much sun as you used to, especially in the Midwest where I'm at. In the Midwest, you're not out and about like that. So you're not getting exposed to the sun like you do in the summer months. The sun gives you natural vitamin D. So in the winter months, and she explained to me, a lot of people get depressed and sad because they don't get their daily doses of vitamin D that they normally get in the summer months from the sun. They're not getting them because they're not out and about. So she said it's common for people to feel a certain way in the winter months than they do in the summer months. Oh man, I stopped popping vitamin D's, cleared it right up. No more depressive episodes. And even during the summer, winter, spring, or fall, whenever I get those like quick glimpses of, man, I'm feeling sad for no reason, boom, I start upping my vitamin D levels. Just wanted to share that with you because it's very important that you start here. I'm not a big advocate of taking medicines and all these type of treatments and stuff like that. But I do understand that some people do need them. I just don't believe I'm one of those people. So I like to start small. Ibuprofen, aspirin, before I go to taking all type of painkillers and stuff like that. I would start off with the small stuff, even going to sleep and not even taking anything. Sometimes sleep deprivation causes a lot of ailments in the body. Vitamin D. If you've been to prison and you got out, don't even have to wait to go into those depressive episodes. Up your vitamin D. Get you some vitamin D. Just take some daily. Keep your vitamin D levels up there, because one thing about vitamins, what your body don't use, it'll just dispose of. So you rather be at the level, like on the radiator. You know how on the radiator it say low, full, and in the medium. You rather be where you need to be than to not be where you not need to be, and you have a depressive episode that, hey, who knows where it could take you. But I don't want you to go there. So that's why I'm putting you up on the vitamin D move. Get your vitamin D up.